city of Chicago that is concerned about what went on here at this establishment right here. And first and foremost, I did view the video, some parts of the video that I won't get into to hamper this investigation, but the important part is that we all was wondering and wanted to know, did anybody pull her down there? Did anybody force her down there? Was anybody on the other side in that room with her when she got down there? And the answer to that is no. She walked into that unsecured area that should have been secured with locks on there where she couldn't get in there. Now, I've been inside the freezer down there, and upon looking at that freezer, you can open up that door, take a half step up, turn to your left, pull the other door. This door would be closing anyway. The other door, probably when she got in there, that door closed on her too, and it was dark in there. Now, there is a knob that you can push to get out of there, but you know, that investigation has to go on with the Rosemont Police Department to wait on the toxicology to see what's going on with that. But as far as someone pulling her down there or leading her down there, no.
Did she appear inebriated, intoxicated? What was her behavior like?
Well, that has to come from the toxicology to tell you what was in her system. But she appears to be impaired, but at the same time, it has to come from the toxicology report. But it still doesn't take away from that. That area should have been secured. Now, from me looking at the video, she was trying to find her way back upstairs to the lobby. And she was checking the doors, and she was checking other doors, just trying to find her way back upstairs. So, in saying that, she was walking forward where all of the video cameras caught her every movement, and I watched her as she went through the other door, and at the same time, she went through an unsecured area, which is not her fault. Because if someone is staying in here with their children and that area is not secured, you can catch a child from going there and open up them same doors, and this can happen to them. But when the toxicology report comes out, you know, it sends it back to another level of what was in her system. And she's not a person that drops fentanyl or these pills that they are taking, and that's not her character. But at the same time, if something was put in her cup, then it goes back to who was in this room and who may have dropped something in her cup. So that remains with the Rosemont Police Department detectives that are working this case. But from my view, no one else was back there down in that unsecured area.
Andrew, had the family...
You actually watch, give me an approximate amount of time of video that you watched, and make it pretty clear there was no one else with her, right?
Well, I watched the video from the time she was in the lobby to the time that she got off the elevator. There was no one with her at that point. There was no one in the back. There's a camera inside that unsecured area, and it remotes every time a person moves or moving in there. So where the freezer's at, that's a wall. So there's no way out that way. The only way out is you have to come out the way that she was coming in. So that would justify and clear that. And they have checked those cameras at a time with a technician to make sure no one alters anything, just as the actors here and over here, Jamal, we all are on the same, I mean not Jamal, but Jedediah, we all are on the same page in trying to secure and make sure that this doesn't happen, that the videos are not altered, and that the family get justice, and at the same time that the Facebook infight stop. Because, you know, if you're accusing this person of doing something, you're accusing that person of doing something, then what you need to do, if you got solid evidence that they did something, some foul play to this baby, you need to talk to the detectives and give that information to them. Just don't put it out there on Facebook, because if you put it out there, then be prepared to answer what you put out there. But if you put something out there, just put the facts and the truth, because we work hard, he worked hard to try to calm the situation down, and that's just about it for some justice.
Andrew, has anybody from the family seen the surveillance video?
The mother, she will make arrangement to see this footage. I have talked to her about some of this footage, but she is aware that I've seen the footage, but at the same time, she got 1,000 things going on through her because that's her baby. And everybody is calling, everybody is talking, but she only wants to know one thing. What happened to her child? Now, if something led up to her child being impaired or substance put in her cup, then she wants to know that too. I mean, she's hurt. That's her baby. And that's all she wants to know. So she's waiting on some answers, and she will be looking at the video.
Did you talk to her though? Look at the video before the video.
Because I'm a community activist, I'm also a private investigator. I also work with all police agencies just as well as these gentlemen here too. And the same reason they're out here is want to demand action to make sure that the video is put out. The video is shown not only to the family, but also to the public, and everybody can just let the chips fall where they lay if anything wrong happens. So, you know, just as you see the gentleman, my buddy right here, has demanded the little Crowne video, in which he was successful. Same thing, same pace. Just want justice served, and the mother, ain't gonna go nowhere. She's gonna be hurting the rest of her life. But at the same time, she just want to know what happened.
We had a technical issue. Can you repeat? The mother was aware that you were looking at the video. Could you explain that again?
Yeah, I called the mother and let her know that I have seen this video. I gave her bits and pieces about it, and she's going to be looking at the video too at the same time. The main thing is to make sure that that family, that mother, see the last steps of her daughter from A to Z without anything being altered. And that's what we wanted. Jet and I wanted. Will wanted. Just justice. We don't want to go into this video was altered or anything. So from my judgment, it's still intact.
Angela, you mentioned two doors connected to the freezer. Are you saying that there were double doors leading into the freezer?
You got a big freezer right here, and you got a door. When you open up that door to that freezer, you got another freezer inside of there, which is a half a step to your left. You pull that door, when you let go of this door, that door closes behind you. And you step into that one, then that one closes.
That's where she was found?
She was found inside of that one.
Did I hear you describe earlier on a Facebook Live video that you actually had the chance to go in that freezer?
Yeah, I went in the freezer.
So can you describe, first of all, how did you get access to that freezer and what it was like?
Well, we walked in the freezer. They walked me down. I walked her whole steps. And I walked to that freezer, opened up the door. That freezer door closed. Opened up the other door. That freezer door closed. And it was hot as hell in both of them freezers. And dark as hell in the freezers, too. And there is a safety knob, like you asked about a knob or something, but you can touch it and that door would come open. So what I did and asked them to, in the investigation, is make sure you took pictures and recorded that door was working properly. But besides that, you know, it was an uncaused accident that should have never happened, and the door should have been secured and locked, because if she had hit that door right there, she'd have turned around and went back the other way, because she was trying to get indoors while she was trying to find a way to get out. I believe she was trying to get back upstairs to her friends.
Is your understanding that the freezer was on or off?
That information I don't know. That has to come out in the report. I do know when I went in there yesterday, that freezer was hot as hell. So it gives me the understanding that it wasn't working, and at the same time that area where she was at is not even being used anyway.
Andrew, how did the family come up with the news? How did they get the news? Were they happy that she didn't die of foul play?
Well, you know what, that still has to be determined, because I can't say she didn't die of foul play, because see, when the toxicology report comes out and there's something in her system that shouldn't have been in her system that may have been slipped in there, then you got a criminal case right there. So that would also lead up to that too.
So they're holding off.
They're holding off everything. This is not just a closed, you know, just because of this with the family. It's not closed. It's way far from being closed. This is an open investigation. Still with the medical examiner's office, still with the toxicology, and you know, it's still an investigation with the Rosemont police, and I can guarantee it's still an investigation with these gentlemen here, because they're not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. Just till this case is completely closed and the mother is satisfied.
Is there a timestamp or anything like that on it? Do you know approximately what time it was at early Saturday morning that she went in there?
No, but they have all of that on their reports and everything.
It's like, it was like, according to the hotel, there was like 40 hours or 36 hours of videotape. That's why.
Well, there was a big gap in between there, and I say this, that let the chips fall where it lay. If you got a security camera and you see somebody in an unsecured area, and if you're monitoring your station and monitor that monitor, then where were you at when she walked through there? Someone should have notified somebody to go downstairs and find out why she down there in that area. And then the gap that's between there, if indeed you looked at the video surveillance, and I'm talking about not the police department, the hotel security and staff, if you looked at that surveillance and you seen that she was in that area when you all started looking, then why didn't you all run down there right away and go in that area and try to open up some doors, since that was the last place she was? Why should they have to take an employee to come in the next morning or two to go down there and find her? So there's a lack in the security there too.
The family, we know, is retained an attorney. Do you believe they may be looking at possible litigation about lack of locks on those doors?
Well, that's up to their attorney to answer that. I can't speak for the attorney which way he's going, because that's his profession, just like this is our profession right here. You know, he would have to answer those questions for you.
Do you see culpability on the part of the hotel, though?
Did I see who?
Do you see culpability on the part of the
Oh, yeah, they, you know, I can tell you, they in liability. I can tell you right here, without a doubt. You know, if you got an unsecured area that should have been secured, and I can guarantee you, if they had locks on that door, she'd have turned around, she'd have went back this way. It's as simple as that. So that's where the liability falls on them.
So our understanding was the family was going to come here today and watch some of the surveillance video. Have you talked to the family? What are they telling you? Are they still coming?
They're following the directions of their attorney. They're still going to come out here and view some video surveillance, but that's on the time with their attorney and her, because their mother is going through so much. I mean, she's getting called here, called there, and she's hurt. She just come out of a little light surgery yesterday, so she's going through so much. So they got to give respect, and that's where I'm just like the activists here. You know, stop the Facebook putting this on there and that on there, and it's getting back to her. Only thing you're doing is upsetting her more. If you got something solid, I mean, you call either one of these activists, give it to them, and let them turn it in to the detectives if you don't want to come there. And it's as simple as that. If they're putting stuff out there that shouldn't even be out there, you're disturbing the family, and you're disturbing her. And it's very upsetting and disrespectful. But see, I'm not going to take too much time, because I want the activists to come up here and speak on their behalf too. Okay, good.
I'm going to just say, at the end of the day, this is still very tragic, because Kenneka should be one day telling her grandchildren about spending time with her friends and partying. And she should be here. She should be alive. And to hear the possibility of her being compromised as far as inebriated or under the influence of something that might have been slipped into her drink in an area that was restricted, something that wasn't monitored, it just definitely further fused the outrage, and I'm still pressing for true transparency. There's a lot of unanswered questions that remain. The video has yet to be released, and we wouldn't be here if the city of Rosemont, Crowne Plaza, the mayor's office, if they even just gave us simple talking points to let us know that they even had a direction. I just pray for justice for Kenneka, and we just stand with the family. Whatever their will is, that's what we're going to push through.
Did you get any indication they plan to release it to the
All right, so you just heard Andrew Holmes and some of the other activists who have been here. Let me move out of the sun here for a second. Another new development is that we heard from the Crowne Plaza Hotel, and they've actually said that they're going to offer the family to cover some of the actually to cover all of the funeral expenses for Kenneka Jenkins. And they've also reached out to the family and offered them a confidential viewing, that's what they're calling, a confidential viewing of the surveillance video that they have that shows Kenneka in the hotel that night. So we're going to have more reports here throughout the day on CBS Chicago, but the latest here is that, as you heard from Andrew Holmes, he did view the video, and according to what he saw, Kenneka Jenkins actually went into that freezer on her own, and that is what he communicated to the family. The family is working with an attorney now, trying to get some more answers, and of course trying to set up a meeting with the police department here so that they can view the video themselves. But that is all the information we have here from the Rosemont Police Department. I'm Sandra Torres with CBS Chicago.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Man, it's hurting just to see it when that air, because you can only get so much air in there. And she probably panicked. Lights out, and she panicking, and she got an assistant. I'm like, damn.
Right.
She suffered. She suffered in there.
What's up, everybody? As you come in, share this video so we can go ahead and we want to put the facts out there and tell the people what we know now. Tell the people where we need to go from here. Share this video as you come in, because we only want to say this one time. So come on, share this video as you come in. I know everybody been calling me. I'm live with my man Andrew Holmes here. Share this video as you come in so we can say this one time. I know everybody been going crazy all over everybody's statuses, Facebook, like, what happened? What happened? What happened? We want to know what happened. We're going to finally put this story to rest and tell you guys what happened. Andrew Holmes, an activist here in the city of Chicago, he was able to not only see the video, he was able to talk with authorities. He was able to go inside the facility and look at the freezer. He knows, you know, what happened to this young lady. And we want to tell you guys before the news tell you, before everybody else got the video, before the video is released later on. The family has been aware of this as well. And we want to make sure that we let the people know, give them updates on what's going on, so it don't look like we just keep using this, like people all over Facebook keep using this story, you know what I'm saying, for Facebook fame or whatever. Let's put the facts out there. So share this video, and at 5 minutes of being on here, we're going to talk about what happened to Kenneka. So all 380 y'all, keep sharing this. Let's get the people on here so we can say this one time and get this out of the way. All right? One time only. And then you guys, you know, figure out where we're going to go from here. So shout out to everybody that's been a part of this, protesting. Shout out to Andrew Holmes, who has been active from the beginning. You've been on this case from the first day, right?
Absolutely.
So Andrew been on this case, you know, since the first day. Shout out to all other activists, all the residents who have came out and protested, the thousands of calls to the hotel, the thousands of calls to the police department. 4 days, the city of Chicago has came together for Kenneka, and I know Kenneka is proud to know that people are in her corner. You know, she's in the sky probably smiling to know that people went out their way to make sure they found out what happened to her. All right, now she is not able to be here to say exactly what happened to her, but it's up to us to be the voice for her and make sure that the family gets some type of justice and know exactly what happened to Kenneka. So at 5 minutes, we're going to start talking about what happened to Kenneka, and we only want to say this one time, so please share this video. We're going to allow a couple people to you know, ask questions as well. But we're going to go through this one time and let you guys know the facts. We are still looking at today going out there. You're going to be out there at 5? Yeah. You'll come out there at 5 o'clock. So Andrew, he's going to be out there at 5 o'clock. We're still looking to be out there in support of the family. But we're going to talk to you guys about what happened at 5 minutes. One more minute. We're going to start. Share this video. Let everybody know, so we ain't got to be on here for an hour and 2 hours like we always got to do, waiting on everybody to get on here. You know what I'm saying? Make sure, yeah, I'm a little close. So we ain't got to be on here waiting on everybody to get on here. So we got 600 viewers. But this is it's been hurting. Your father, your father,
yes sir.
And you actually, you know, lost a daughter before. So you can understand, you know what I'm saying, how it feels to lose, you know what I'm saying, a daughter, somebody that you raised. And so, you know, Andrew been on this. You know, I appreciate him for being on this as much as he has since the first day. I appreciate everybody for doing this. I'm a new father. I could imagine what her mom is going through, especially with her mom, you know, being sick at the same time. Even what you went through, you know what I'm saying, when you lost a daughter. So we want to give this family some type of justice and let the people know. People been on Facebook with these non-facts.
Yes.
What do you think about that, Drew? What do you think about all the conspiracies? Let's talk about that before we tell them what happened. What do you think about all of the stories and conspiracies that people been saying so far over the last 4 days?
Well, they can put the stories out, with no facts and no teeth and no legs to crawl on. But if you put the story out there on Facebook and you put it out there like that, but if you know so much, then why not go to the authorities, sit down and talk with them if you don't have anything to hide? Don't put nothing out there that you don't know nothing about and alter somebody else's story.
Yeah, so all of the stories of, what about the body stories of the hotel selling body parts? And
yeah, you know, that's like I say, just to get some hits and some views, you know, you
Yeah.
put something out there, you throw a story out there, and then all of a sudden you got people want to get interested in what you're talking about. So, you know, you're hurting the family more.
You hurt, and how hurt has the family been? You've been with them for that.
You know what, man, you know what? It's an unexplainable pain that mother is going through in that family. And then they have to turn around, not only deal with the death, but also deal with the social media stuff that's coming out there. That's that lady's baby. And as you stated, if that was our child, man, that's my baby they talking about. You're falsifying stuff about my child. That's not my child's character. So get the facts right, and let's deal with what we have to deal with ahead.
All right, so it's been 5 minutes. I see y'all saying that. Andrew, talk to us about the facts. This is, and I want everybody to be prepared for this. We are reactive people, and I know everybody want to know what happened. Everybody put out their own stories. Let's talk about what actually happened. Let's talk about what the video actually shows and where we are, all right? And since y'all being very impatient, thank you. Andrew, what's the facts?
Well, first and foremost, thank all of you all for joining in, and thank you other activists out there for being on the front line too, and everybody out there with the protests, and everybody out there with the prayers. But the videos show the young lady in the lobby, and I watched her from the lobby walk to the elevator. Now, whether something, and I'm saying this because the toxicology hasn't come out yet, we know she consumed some alcohol and was a little bit impaired. But at the same time, if someone had put some in her drink, the toxicology would show. So that's very important, and we're waiting for that. But she did walk into that elevator, and she was trying to possibly get back up to the ninth floor, but she might have pushed the button, or the button was always pushed already to show lower level, and the elevator went down.
Okay.
So she got off the elevator. I can see where she was staggering, as they said, and she got off. She went to the stairway casing. The stairway leads back upstairs. So
she was by herself throughout this.
She was by herself throughout this whole complete ordeal. I watched and looked for cameras everywhere. They showed me cameras everywhere. She walked to the steps. She did a little stumble trying to get up there, but she turned around and went back the other way. Now, she was still walking kind of wobbly. She did fall into the wall, and she started opening up doors. So she opened up one door. She went in, came right back out. She wasn't in there. You can tell she was looking for doors, trying to get back upstairs to the lobby. So she went from door to door. She went in this door. She didn't stay long. She went in there and came back out. She was basically trying to find her way back to the lobby. As she continued down the path,
and she went to the bathroom and everything.
Yeah, she went,
What's some of the doors she did go in?
One of the doors she went in was the men's washroom. That door pushed open. She came right back out. She pushed in, came right back out. She went inside another door. She came right back out. She was checking doors to see, to me, how she can get back upstairs. So she went down toward this unsecured area that she went, and the camera shows it, and it shows where she went. When she went in, the doors wasn't secured. She went right in. There was a freezer part there where you all see, where you all haven't seen it yet, where she had walked back. There was no one in there. The place, they don't even use that part no more. It's a kitchen part, and it has two large freezers. So she walked back there, and as she went inside that door, she opened it up, which you can open up. It's just like a big steel door. It don't take much to open it. You open up that door. You take 1/2 a step. To your right is another door to another freezer part. She had to open up that door to go inside of there, mainly trying to find her way back to the lobby. In saying that, if she was so impaired, so we don't know what's in the toxicology, but the door closed and the other door closed, and it's dark inside of that little freezer room. So she probably got scared, tried to find her way to push that door out, but it was a safety knob there that you can touch like this, and that door will open. And I was in there with the detectives. I was in that freezer, and I was scared even being in that freezer, even in there with them, and I was in there by myself. I can understand the part where she was at with the motion camera up there, that when somebody walks, it turns that way. Where she was, you cannot go no farther. That's it. You cannot hide back there. You can't go no farther. If anybody was back there, they would have came up. They had to come out that way she came. Now, that's the negligence on that motel establishment there, that place was closed down and nobody shouldn't have been back there. Now, it's very easy for you to get in there and that door to close, and in that freezer, lights out, it's air shut tight. If you had a room in that motel, you had a child, a son, your son and daughter get on that elevator and all of a sudden start wandering around and pushing doors, your baby would have went in there. That door would have closed on your baby. You'd have been looking for your child. It's an accident that was waiting to happen, and it lies within that motel unit there. Who owns that motel? They should have secured that area. If locks was on the door like they was on the door when I got there, they had locks on there, so I couldn't get in, but didn't have no locks on there when she was there. If they had them, she probably would have turned around like she turned around at the other doors to find her way back upstairs. And sad as I hate to say, we got to find out what's in their toxicology, and whatever's in there was in her system, then it needs to come out. Then if it's something illegal, the focus goes back to the room and the people that was inside the room. If they know something, they need to say something. That's somebody's child, that's somebody's baby, and that unit freezer that she was found in.
So why was the freezer on?
No, to me the freezer wasn't on. To me, when they were saying that it looked like she was wet or something, it's hot as hell in that freezer. So she gonna sweat. The body gonna sweat. I'm quite sure if the freezer was on, then that's a different story that has to be proven. But at the same time, there was nobody in that hallway. Nobody walked her down that hallway. Nobody forced that baby down that hallway. She was mainly, all I see is trying to find her way to get back upstairs where she was. So, you know, the Facebook people are putting the nonsense stuff on there, even about the $200. You know, it's been clarified even with the young ladies, and I respect them that they came in and talked to them detectives. It was all about the $200 for the parking space. If you don't retain your ticket and lose your ticket, you got to pay $200 maximum fee to get your car up out of there. And that's what they was talking and saying in that room. You know, and everybody's trying to point the finger here, point the finger there. Only point the finger if you know the true facts and go talk to the detectives, because the mother don't want to hear all of that. She's hurt. Think about if that was your child in this little box room and got in there and you trying to find her. Now, on another part, you got security there. They're negligence, because if that's the last place you seen that baby, and I call her a baby because that's somebody's child, if that's the last place you seen her on video surveillance, that should have been the first place you was looking to secure in that area. Now, if you had her, maybe she would have been saved and been still living. If you say, okay, we got her in this area here, and this is where she going, you run and send somebody down there quick and fast. If you watching the video footage, because you got to, if there was an intruder in there and you on your job, then you got to get somebody down there. Somebody should have been at the computer watching the monitor. Now, who fell asleep? Because when you seen her there, it should have sent an alert off where we got somebody down here in an unrestricted area.
What time on the video was she? What did it show? What time she got in there?
Yeah, they got the time on there. I got to look back on my file. I got those in the car.
Okay.
And I got to look back on that. But I commend the police department out there. They not rushing to judgment. They looking at time on everything. They showed me time on the cameras, time here. They done ordered everything, even outside technicians to come in, because when they give it out, they want to give it out by the time and the minute.
So I see a lot of the crazy comments. Firstly, what I want to say is Andrew Holmes is an activist in the city of Chicago. Per the family, he did view the video. You did tell everybody what you have done and why you're able to even say this.
Well, I met with the chief of police out there and asked that they do let the mother see the surveillance video of the last steps of her daughter, how she got there, and when, and the time that she was there, and the time where everybody else went. I mean, don't quit to judge, because see, we dealing with a young lady that have lost her life due to some negligence, and also maybe something else that may have happened in that room. Now, at the same time, there is a freezer back there, and it shows with the timing and everything. Nobody pushed, nobody forced her back there. That baby was just trying to find her way out of there. Now, what we can do now is try to find out what actually led up to this. We know where the negligence come in at on that motel staff, because they should have had that place shut, sealed. She shouldn't have never been able to get back there.
Now, people saying, did she freeze to death, or what was it? That would come in the autopsy, correct?
Yeah, that would come in the autopsy report there. Mainly what I'm trying to do is make sure that that mother see her last daughter's footsteps and where she was, who was back there, and who has fallen. As of right now, the liability lies on that establishment out there, because you didn't secure that area right there. And the other part will come out in the autopsy. Everybody's jumping to say this and say that, but think about if that was your child. You know, if you're going to say something, give the facts true, solid, to the detectives out there so they can work this case, because, you know, this is leading to something else on Facebook. You know, they putting stuff on Facebook that might get somebody else hurt for nothing, just because they was inside the room there. We all have been inside motel rooms.
Addresses and all.
Their addresses, and 9 times out of 10, they probably ain't had nothing to do, just because they was there, with what happened. We trying to find the facts, what happened in that room. Now, if somebody slipped something in her drink, then people need to be held accountable. That was in there, but let that come out in a toxicology report of what all was in her system. So we have to wait till that comes out. My main focus was to just get them to get that video out to the parents, to the mother, and let her see where her daughter walked to and what was the last result of that.
And what were they saying as far as was the freezer on and off? Was that clarified at all from the hotel?
No, I'm going to clarify that today through the chief, and ask him to release that. Was that refrigerator on or was that refrigerator off? But I knew when I got there and got inside of there, it was dark when that door closed. And, you know. And
it looks, and let's just say this one more time, because we got too many people on here with crazy comments, because of course they want to blame somebody. I know black folks, I know we want to blame somebody. I understand that. Because there's been so many theories, there's been so many people saying this and that. We want to blame somebody because we don't understand why she died. On the video that's going to be released to the public, it will be released to the public after the family sees it, correct?
Yeah,
Andrew?
it should be released after the family see it. And I was the same way like the views.
I was the same way.
I had doubts.
Doubts, like, man, somebody killed this girl. Right.
But I got there because I had doubts about, okay, wait a minute. Could be a motel worker, could be somebody, but
we all said the same. I want everybody to understand that we all on the same side.
Oh, yeah.
We don't work with the hotel. We don't work with the police department.
That's right.
We on the side of the people. So what we do is we either protest. We put pressure on them. We go meet with them. We go make sure we get the answers for the community. All right. So we on the same side. We thought that this was suspicious. We thought somebody could have killed her. We thought all of the same things that you have. We on the same side. But the video that's going to be released is going to show her walking around trying to find her way. Correct, Andrew?
That's
so she was basically walking around through the hallway, hitting the walls, opening up doors. How many doors you think she opened before she got to the freezer door?
I think about 4, and other doors that she had checked, because she was trying to find her way back upstairs. She was just trying to get back to a secured area, and that's what she was looking for, because the doors that she opened up, she didn't even stay in. She just went in and came right back out, because, you know, especially the bathroom, went and came back out, went in another door, it closed, she come back out. She basically, to me, honest God, I think that baby was trying to find her way back upstairs.
Yeah. And so it looked more than like alcohol was in her system to you. How was she kind of acting when she was walking through the hallway? We letting you guys know exactly what y'all gonna see in a little while. We are giving you guys the upstage of it. Yes. What are you going? How does it look like she's acting going through the hallway?
She was impaired. But
and we're not saying that she killed herself. Please stop saying that.
Right.
That's the last thing we're saying.
You know, the people need to keep those comments to themselves, because she did not commit suicide. She did not kill herself. Now, if indeed she had alcohol in her system or something else in her system that somebody may have slipped and put in there, y'all have to realize that this is still somebody's baby and somebody's child. Now, if that place had been secured, she probably would have never wound up back there. She just turned around and because she kept going to a door to find an opening to get. We just have to look at it for what it is, keep praying, and still get to the bottom of this. When that toxicology come out, find out what was in her system.
But that hotel looks like it should be liable, correct?
It is.
That hotel is liable because they did not secure the area.
Absolutely.
And that should have been locked because my kid could have went in, his kid, somebody kid could have went in there and an accident could have happened like this as well. Because once that door shuts behind you, especially if you have something in your system, you can panic and anything can happen to you from there, correct, Andrew?
You're absolutely right about
so
that.
she didn't commit suicide.
No.
As you will see on the video, she was trying to find her way. She went through several doors. She went to the men's restroom. How long was she in the men's restroom?
Just about half a second, just to get.
She just went in there,
turned around, came back. She went to another door, trying to jerk it, open it, and she went to another door. She was trying to find her way upstairs, somewhere secure where she could see people. That's what I can see from the bottom of my heart. Because see, if it was anything other than that I can prove that someone was down there, someone forced her down there, you can bet your bottom dollar. I'm just like the rest of the activists out here. We're not going to sugarcoat it. You're going to get served and let the chips fall where they lay.
We will set fire to everybody's ass, excuse my French, and make sure that we get all the facts. Now, I wish, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to say I wish. Everybody here wants to blame somebody, all right? I'm sorry that none of those stories that we've seen and what we thought were right. But we got to look at the facts and the evidence and take it for what it is and mainly learn from this situation. I think that's all we could do is learn from this situation, take care of this family, and make sure that this hotel is still liable.
Absolutely.
Because they did not have locks on that freezer, correct?
That's correct. If you had a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old that was staying in that motel with you and they wanted, if your child wandered out looking for the swimming pool without your knowledge and had went downstairs and started going through them doors, it could happen. And I'm sorry it happened to this child.
So this was an accident waiting to happen, man. And for everybody who, are saying, I know it's more questions to be asked, as far as the freezer, as far as what was in her system. We won't know the exact cause and exact, cause of her death until the toxicology and the autopsy come out. Now, what we do know is that we're gonna.
I'm in the middle of a press conference. All right.
Facebook be killing me, cutting us off. Everybody keep calling me, and I know they see me on goddamn. All right, here we go. So basically, you know what I'm saying, guys, and I got people, I know it's so many questions that needs to be answered. Basically, guys, sorry for everybody that of course they're gonna cut it off. That's what Facebook do. Mark Zuckerberg need to redo this app. I'll let you guys come in. Can you hear me? If everybody can hear me, let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me out there? Let me know if you can hear me out there. Nah, it ain't your computer, it's Facebook. All right, cool. So, basically, we gotta go from here and figure out, where do we go from here with this family? And at the end of the day, like we said, this hotel is gonna be held liable for her death. Mainly because they did not secure that area. She did not commit suicide. I'm going to say that again. She did not commit suicide. That is not what happened. She did not try to kill herself. But she also, I can't even say she was murdered because we don't know what was in her system. So somebody could have put something in her system. We'll do a small recap real quick because y'all asked for a small recap. I know it's so many questions. I know this is, taking people, everywhere. And we're going to say this one more time because this is going to come out. We got to stop wanting to blame people. But we have to tell the facts of what we found so far. This is the activism community. I'm an activist. Andrew Holmes, an activist. The evidence is going to be coming out a little bit later. But we don't know what was in her system. All we know is what we can see and what we do know. All right? Now, Andrew, when will they show the tape? Do you know?
That would be determined after the immediate family, the mother looks at it, and they do also have an attorney, so that they'll decide that when they're going to release that video.
So Andrew is going to let everybody know when they're going to release the video. Who booked the room for him? Do you know? Did you go into?
Not offhand, but the police department know who booked that room.
Once again, and I'm going to tell you guys this. We on the same side. I've been out there fighting, protesting, marching, and doing everything that I can to make sure we get answers for this young lady. Andrew has been doing everything that he can to get answers for this lady. But we gonna need justice, just like Cynthia said, for her cousin from this hotel, because that could have been my kid, that could have been your kid, or anybody else that could have walked in there and it was not secured with locks. It was a fishy story from the beginning. We all felt like it was mysterious. We all felt like someone murdered her. We all felt like, you know what I'm saying? We all felt like something happened that we didn't know.
Let me know when you.
Everybody was putting stories out on Facebook saying X, Y, and Z. But what we do know is what was on the video. And that video is going to be coming out to the public later on after the family sees this video. But this family needs justice from this hotel. And I need this hotel to step in front of this and make sure that this family gets the type of justice that they should have. Prayers, put your prayers with this family. Let's support this family all the way. And at the end of the day, we're going to have to deal with the sad truth here that it was an accident really gone bad. But we don't know what was in her system. What we do know, small recap, quick recap is just do a brief, quick recap, Drew, before we jump off of here. And you guys going to have to take this for how y'all take it. Just a quick recap, Drew.
Yeah, I just want you all to stay positive like you are, stay prayerful, and keep this family in your prayers. But we are going to get to the bottom of this from A to Z. And as I stated, I viewed the video. One, there was nobody down there with her. Nobody forced her down there. She walked, and she got off the elevator walking. And, you know, when the video comes out, you'll have a change of heart and see how this accident could happen to anybody, even if a person wasn't impaired and walked in there and couldn't get out and down there in that basement area and nobody can hear you. It could happen. So keep the family in your prayers and stay prayerful because it's going to come out. The important part is the toxicology just to see what happened with that.
So, and why, and people here, of course, who wanted somebody to blame, going to be putting comments, but why did you see the video, Drew?
Well, you know, one thing about me, I like to get to the bottom. I like to get to the source. I don't like the he say, she say. If you got a video and you can prove it without a reason of a doubt, then we need to see that video. I need to see that video. I'm representing and working with this mother. That's somebody's child. This should have never happened to anybody. So until she sees that video and give them the okay, and she's satisfied that they can put that video out and share it out without hampering the investigation, I'm on board with her. But I wasn't going to let this get past and not let a rat or a fool get past to alter a video and say, this happened, we're hiding this, we're hiding that. I don't care if you got $1 billion operation, you're going to give it up because guess what? You got security all around that building. You can see who come in and who can come out blocks and blocks away before they get there.
And you've been representing the family from day one, correct?
Day one.
So day one, you was with the family. Y'all went to the hotel that first day, correct?
Yeah, I met the mother out there when she had the press conference out there, and I stated that they need to give up the video footage, let the parents see it, and that's just it. You can't tell me that you just seen her walking down the hall. We wasn't accepting that. We need to see video footage, the complete footage from A to Z, and you know that's what happened. And I looked at it, and you know it hurts to even look at it. It's going to hurt the mother to even look at it because she's watching the last steps of her child just as I watched the last steps of my child when she got shot and stumbled to her own car. So it's just watching that video, that was the last steps of where your baby was, and that's going to stick and stay with her. But at the same time, she just wants the truth, wants to see what happened to her. Was it any foul play back there? Was it any foul play here? Did anybody drag her back there? And I can simply tell you right now, nobody drug her back there. Nobody was back there.
But it was negligence on the hotel.
Negligent 100% on that motel, and you know what? Let the chips fall where they lay. They got to pay.
They got to pay, because that could have been anybody else that went in that freezer. So everybody watching, man, let's use this as an opportunity to pray for this family. Let's come together for this family. I'm gonna make sure that the family don't be coming out of pocket trying to pay for everything, you know, in this family. We're gonna make sure that this funeral get paid for and she has the proper service. We're gonna stay with this family all the way. And then we're also going to tell everyone that's watching, a lot of energy has been put in this case. A lot of energy, a lot of time. We need everybody to come together for Kenneka and come together going forward as a community. We got to start changing things and stop being reactive in these situations, and actually be out here doing the work. Andrew Holmes is out here every single day with families, round the clock, representing families, making sure that they get the justice that they deserve. I'm also an activist who represent families on a daily basis. We're on the side of the people. We represent the community, and that's what we are here to do. We're not here to do anything else. This Facebook bull crap, all this stuff don't matter. We're here to bring justice and life to the family and to the people, and let people know what's going on. So that is exactly why we're here today. And last but not least, I want everybody to start loving each other.
That's it.
That's it.
Nope. The self-hatred, we need to just take that out.
We got to take that out. Stop putting each other down. Stop the criticism. Stop all the negative feedback on everything. We got to come together as a people, man, and that's how we need to do this. So I thank Andrew for all his work. I thank all the activists. I thank all the family members. We're gonna put pressure on this hotel to you know, we did not say, once again, that she committed suicide. She did not commit suicide. She did not commit suicide. It was an accident that was waiting to happen because the hotel did not secure that area. All right? And so, basically, 5 o'clock, we still going out there. We still going to protest. We still going to be with this family. And from then on,